Dear students, good morning to one and all. Previous classes we will discuss about the characteristics in algae, economic importance in algae, and characteristics in bryophytes, economic importance in bryophytes. Today we are going to discuss about the characteristics in pteridophytes. First to discuss about the habitat and thallus organization. Now we are going to characteristics in pteridophytes. The pteridophytes include club mosses, hostiles, and fern. In bryophytes includes liverworts, hornworts, and mosses. Are the same in pteridophytes includes club mosses by means the plant body look like of constructed one moss plant like structure. The plant body of root, stems and leaves totally all are in constricted to be appeared club moss and hostiles, especially equigetum. The plant body of one part of the leaves to be appeared hostile like structure, especially equigetum. And fern, leaves are larger in size, that is fern. Example are here adiantum and marsilia. Okay, now the pteridophytes include club mosses. Given the example for here Selaginella and Lycopodium. In generally most of the higher plants, the plant body is grow upright, straight and elongated. But here in pteridophytes, some of the Selaginella and Lycopodium plant body to be growing prostrate, and stem is differentiated into several branches, and each branch containing a smaller size of the leaves. Totally plant body parts all are to be constricted a group of appearance, that is club mosses and hostiles. Example are here equigetum. So in equigetum, one part of the branch to be appeared hostile structure. The hostile structure of equigetum plant body to be produced some of the cones or some of the strobilus and fern. Example are here adiantum and marsilia. The plant body to be produced larger size of the leaves, that is fern. Next coming to, they are the first terrestrial plants. They are the first land plants or first growing in soil. So in pteridophyte plants are firstly growing in soil. Okay, now they are the first terrestrial plants growing in first land plants or first soil plants, possess first vascular tissues. So in those plants containing first vascular tissues such as xylem and phloem. But before in bryophytes, the plant body is totally made up of parenchymatous tissues and also all functions to be carrying parenchymatous tissues. But here in pteridophytes, plant body is made up of parenchymatous tissues, but functions carrying in vascular tissues, that is xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem. So first to be developed vascular tissues in pteridophytes such as xylem and phloem. Xylem is always to be carrying transport of water and mineral nutrients from one part of the plant body to another part of the plant body, and phloem is always carrying in their food material one part of the plant body to another part of the plant body. So that is the importance of vascular tissues. Okay, now next coming to, they are embryophytic, archegoniate, tracheophytic, cryptogams. So first embryo would be developed bryophytes. So in embryo to be appeared bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. But here first developed bryophytes, not developed algae and fungi. Algae and fungi. So pteridophytes all are also embryophytic. Pteridophyte plants containing embryo, well developed embryo, and archegoniate. Archegonia, the female sex organ, that is known as archegonium. First to be developed bryophytes, and the same to be developed pteridophytes, gymnosperms. Okay, now embryophytes are to be appeared bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. Archegoniates, that is archegoniums, to be appeared bryophytes, pteridophytes and gymnosperms, are not appeared angiosperms. Archegoniate, female sex organ, that is archegonium. So several archegoniums to be appeared, that is archegoniate. And tracheophytic, bryophytes are atracheophytic, not developed vascular tissues, but in pteridophytes all are tracheophytes, well developed vascular tissues, that is well developed xylem and well developed phloem. And cryptogams, this is also flowerless plant or non-flowering plant, that is the pteridophyte. They are embryophytic, archegoniate, tracheophytic, cryptogams. Embryophytes are seen in bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. Archegoniates are seen in bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, not angiosperms. Tracheophytes are seen in pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms are not seen in bryophytes. Cryptogams, algae, fungi, bryophytes, pteridophytes, all are cryptogams, but gymnosperms and angiosperms are phanerogams, that is flowering plants. Next coming to, the pteridophytes are found in cool, damp and shady places. In bryophytes are most of the grown in moist and shady habitats, but in generally pteridophytes are growing cool, damp and shady places. This is very important here. And another one here, in pteridophytes the plant body is sporophyte. In pteridophytes the plant body is sporophyte, but here in bryophytes the plant body is gametophyte. Okay, now don't confuse here. In bryophytes the plant body is gametophyte. Why means the plant body is always applied, will be produced applied gametes or in sex organs in those of life cycle of plant, that is gametophyte. Okay, now in generally all bryophytes the plant body is gametophyte. Gametophyte by means the plant body is applied gamete stage or sexual stage in whole of the life cycle of plant, that is gametophyte. But in pteridophytes the plant body is sporophyte. The plant body is a sporophyte. The plant body is a diploid. Spores are produced and asexual stage in their whole total of the life cycle of the plant, that is sporophyte. That is sporophyte. So dear students, in bryophytes, first to be appeared vegetative reproduction, second to be appeared sexual reproduction, that is gametophyte or gametes. So in bryophytes, the plant body is gametophyte, will be produced haploid gametes, that is sexual stage. But here in pteridophytes, first to be appeared vegetative reproduction, second to be appeared asexual reproduction, third to be appeared asexual reproduction. But here the plant body is a sporophyte, that is diploid stage. The plant body is sporophyte, will be produced diploid spore mother cell or asexual stage Okay, now in bryophytes, the plant body is gametophyte or sexual stage. In pteridophytes, the plant body is sporophyte in asexual stage. But here in bryophytes, the sporophyte is differentiated into three parts. One is food, second one is seta, third one is capsule. But here in pteridophytes, the sporophyte plant body is differentiated into three parts, that is named true roots, true stem and true leaves. This is very important are here. In generally, in bryophytes, the plant body is a gametophyte, that is a sexual stage. But here in asexual stage, the sporophyte is differentiated into food, seta and capsule. But here in generally in pteridophytes, the plant body is a sporophyte, but here sporophyte is not differentiated into food, seta and capsule, but differentiated into true root, true stem and true leaves. This is very important are here. Okay, now in pteridophytes, the plant body is sporophyte. In this sporophyte, differentiated into true root, true stem and true leaves. This is a Selaginella plant body. So Selaginella plant body are in sporophyte. This sporophyte, which is differentiated into true roots, true stem and true leaves. So in pteridophytes, the roots are adventitious roots. In pteridophytes, the roots are adventitious roots. So the stem is green in color, prostrate. The stem is green in color, prostrate and substrate to the surface of the soil. Okay, now so leaves are smaller in leaves, especially two kinds of leaves are here in pteridophytes. One is smaller leaves. These are smaller leaves. These smaller leaves are clearly shown on Selaginella, that is microphyls. These leaves are here microphyls. And in pteridophytes, some plants leaves are larger in size, that is macrophyls or megaphyls, seen in fern plants such as Adiantum and Marsilia. Okay, now so the roots are adventitious roots. So these adventitious roots are always help in substratum of the soil and providing to the support and as well as to be absorption of water and mineral nutrients from the soil. And the stem is generally green in color, prostrate, elongated and branched. So these branch of the stem to be produced adventitious roots. So in this stem, internally shows to be transverse section of stem clearly shown on epidermis, cortex and stele. Epidermis, cortex and stele. So these three parts are clearly shown on in pteridophyte stem. First will be described in pteridophyta stem TS. So in pteridophyta, the transverse section of stem internally containing epidermis, cortex and stele. Epidermis, cortex and stele. So the leaves are pteridophytes in smaller in size, that is microphyls, as in Salaginella or Lycopodium, and larger leaves, that is macrophyls, as in ferns, that is Adiantum and Marsilia. So dear students, this is a Salaginella plant body. This plant body are in sporophyte. In this sporophyte is differentiated into true roots, that is adventitious roots, true stem, this is a stem, and true leaves, these are smaller in size, that is microphyls. Microphyls leaves are help in within the asexual reproduction. Next coming to, so in pteridophytes, the stem internally shows epidermis, cortex and stele. Epidermis, cortex and stele. The stele may be protostele, siphonostele, solenostele and dictyostele. So dear students, only the stem internally in pteridophytes, the internally stem shows epidermis, cortex and stele. So dear students, this is a epidermis. Okay now, and this is a exodermis. And this one cortex. This is a cortex. Okay now, so this is a stele or vascular bundle. So vascular bundle first to be appeared in endodermis. This is a endodermis, and also this is a pericycle. And this one also xylem. This is xylem. This is xylem, and this is also phloem. This is also phloem. This is a stele. So this is a totally stele. This part are here stele. Especially are shown in pteridophytes stem. Okay, now this is a cortex. Okay, now this is a epidermis. So this is a epidermis. So this is a cortex. Mainly presents are here cortex, and this is a stele. So in this stele consists of endodermis and pericycle, mainly xylem and phloem and next sometimes to be appeared pith or medulla. Pith or medulla. Okay now. So this is a epidermis, and epidermis is covered by one thick cuticle layer. This is a cuticle. Okay now. In generally in pteridophytes, the stem internally shows epidermis, cortex, and stele. In pteridophytes, the internally stem consists of mainly in three parts. First part epidermis, second part cortex, third part stele. So dear students, this is a single layered epidermis. So this epidermis is covered by one protective thick cuticle layer, and epidermis is below the two layers, that is named exodermis, and exodermis below the several layers of cortical cells, that is cortex. By means below the epidermis is arranged to several layers of cortex. This cortex is always stored in the food material, and transport of food material within the phloem to remaining another parts. And third part, that is stele. The below the internal cortex is made up of one type of stele. This stele consists of endodermis, pericycle, xylem, phloem, and pith or medulla. Okay now, dear students, this is a stele. First, the stele well developed in pteridophytes stems. So this is a stele. So first stele is covered by endodermis. This is a single layer, and endodermis is below the pericycle. This is a single layer, and the remaining center of the stele to be filled with xylem and mid of the phloem. Mid of the phloem, and the center of the stele is occupies pith or medulla. Dear students, in pteridophytes, the internally stem shows epidermis, cortex, and stele. Mainly shown in stele. This stele consists of endodermis, pericycle, xylem, phloem, pith or medulla. Mainly the important are here xylem and phloem. So the arrangement of xylem and phloem are differ in pteridophytic plants. Would be protostele, siphonostele, solanostele, and dictyostele. Okay now. So to be discussed about one by one, dear students. First to be discussed about the protostele. Okay now, the stele may be protostele, siphonostele, solanostele, dictyostele. Protostele means central core of xylem is surrounded by phloem. That is protostele. So dear students, this is a stele, and to be developed xylem. So central core of the xylem. So this is a xylem. Totally this one xylem. Center of the stele is occupies xylem. Okay now, is surrounded by phloem. So this is a phloem. Is surrounded by phloem. Not developed medulla or pith. This is very important are here. This is a phloem, and same the endodermis. this is a endodermis, and this is also pericycle. This is also pericycle. So this is a protostele, that is xylem, and that is phloem. So this is a protostele. This is a protostele. Okay now. So protostele, central core of xylem is surrounded by phloem. This is a one type of stele, and stele is consist of endodermis, pericycle, mainly arrangement of xylem and phloem. The central core of xylem is surrounded by phloem, that is called protostele. Okay now, this is a one type of protostele. The central core of xylem is surrounded by phloem, that is called protostele. Second one here, siphonostele. So in siphonostele, so dear students, so this is a stele but developed medulla. This is a medulla and surrounded by xylem, that is modulated protostele. This is a xylem. This is a xylem. So in this stele, centrally occupied pith or medulla. Pith or medulla. This is a pith or medulla. Pith or medulla, and surrounded by phloem, and surrounded by phloem, and generally in pericycle and endodermis. This is a phloem. By means modulated protostele. Why? Because protostele means central core of the xylem is surrounded by phloem, but here in siphonostele, modulated protostele, that is pith or medulla first will be seen or here. Pith or medulla surrounded by xylem and surrounded by phloem. By means pith or medulla surrounded by xylem and phloem, that is known as siphonostele. That is known as siphonostele. That is known as siphonostele. Okay, here protostele means so centrally. Okay, now central core of xylem, centrally located xylem is surrounded by phloem. That is central core of xylem is surrounded by phloem. Siphonostele means central core of medulla or pith are surrounded by xylem and phloem. That is called siphonostele or modulated protostele. Modulated protostele, that is called siphonostele. Two are here. Modulated protostele or central core of the pith or medulla is surrounded by xylem and phloem, that is called siphonostele. Next one here, solenostele. So solenostele are here. This is a stele, and this is a endodermis, is covered by leaf gaps. This is a pith. So this is a pith. This is a pith. So this is a phloem. This is also phloem, and this is also xylem. This is also xylem. Between of the some gap, that is leaf gap. Between of the gap, that is leaf gap. This is a leaf gap. This is a leaf gap. This is a leaf gap, that is known as solenostele. 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 Okay, now this is a stele, and this is a xylem and phloem. So medulla is larger in size. Medulla or pith is larger in size. Medulla or pith is surrounded by xylem and phloem, but here scattered in leaf gaps, dissociated with the vascular bundle. Dissociated with the vascular bundle, to be appeared smaller size of leaf gaps. Leaf gaps. That is siphonostele with scattered leaf gaps. Siphonostele. This is a siphonostele. So siphonostele with scattered leaf gaps. Some space are here dissolved the vascular bundles. That is solanostele. And next coming are here dictyostele. So dictyostele are here. So this vascular bundle. So this vascular bundle is discattered overlapping leaf gaps. So this is also to be smaller size of the pieces. So this vascular bundles, one type of larger size of one vascular bundle to be separated. So two smaller size of the vascular bundles, that is also known as dictyostele. By means siphonostele with scattered leaf gaps, and then after discattered siphonostele with overlapping leaf gaps. By means larger size of the vascular bundle to be breaking or to be dissociated with a smaller piece of the vascular bundles, and two vascular bundles between of the overlapping leaf gaps. But solanostele only appeared only one larger size of the leaf gap. Solanostele only to be appeared one larger size of the leaf gap, but dictyostele to be appeared smaller size of the several leaf gaps. That is dictyostele. This is a stele, types of steles. In pteridophytes, the stele may be 4 types, that is protostele, solanostele, siphonostele, and dictyostele. This is the characteristics in pteridophytes, that is habitats and thallus organization. Okay, now thank you.